Have you ever seen a monkey floss its teeth? Not scratching its mouth aimlessly or fiddling with a random twig, no. I mean holding a tiny stick, raising it to its mouth, and carefully cleaning between its teeth. Like an old man thoughtfully tending to his smile after a hearty lunch. Sounds like a joke, right? But it's absolutely real. The crab-eating macaque, a clever little primate found all across Southeast Asia, is baffling scientists with a behavior that, until recently, we thought belonged solely to humans. And no, it's not some fluke. There's a method. There's technique. And most of all, there's learning involved. In the moment you're watching, a macaque is selecting just the right twig, twirling it between its fingers like a seasoned carpenter inspecting his tool, then gently raising it to its mouth. There's no rush. It's focused, precise, almost like a post-meal ritual. You might chuckle, and who could blame you? But hold that laugh. Because in this seemingly simple act, a remarkable story of intelligence, culture, and evolution is quietly unfolding, all starting from a single tooth. The crab-eating macaque, scientific name Macaca fascicularis, is a familiar sight in the forests, river plains, and coastlines of Southeast Asia. From Vietnam and Thailand to Indonesia and the Philippines, they thrive in areas close to human settlements, blending effortlessly into their surroundings. Small and mischievous in appearance, these monkeys are, in fact, central characters in a much bigger story, a story about intelligence and evolution. Unlike many other animals, crab-eating macaques don't just survive on instinct. They display highly flexible and complex behaviors, adapting to their environments, observing, analyzing, and, most remarkably, learning from each other. And not just mimicry, like a parrot. Real learning, taking in experience from others, applying it practically, and passing it on. You can see it clearly when one monkey figures out a new way to crack open a crab shell. Others silently watch, then gradually try it themselves. Over time, a simple trick becomes shared knowledge, handed down from adults to youngsters, like an open-air classroom deep in the jungle. And this behavior isn't rare or confined to one odd group. It's been observed over and over in different troops, across various countries, ecosystems, and living conditions. That's why scientists are paying attention. Because clearly, this isn't just a case of clever monkeys. This is something more profound, a form of primate culture. What we're witnessing is an animal species building a social system, where individuals teach skills, exchange experiences, and develop patterns of behavior that can be predicted. Things we once believed were exclusively human. And when you watch them, climbing trees, playing, cuddling their young, teasing one another, or even cooperating to share food, you begin to see it. The line between us and them isn't a wall anymore. It's a bridge. A bridge being built, one subtle, meaningful behavior at a time. The story doesn't end there. Crab-eating macaques don't just know how to floss their teeth or learn social skills, they also know how to use stones. That's right, stones. A tool once thought to belong solely to prehistoric humans is now being wielded by modern-day monkeys. You might think this sounds made up, but it's not. In certain areas of Thailand and Myanmar, researchers have documented something truly remarkable. Monkeys using stones to crack open crab shells, clams, and even stubborn sea snails clinging to riverside rocks. Picture this, a monkey sitting by the water's edge, holding a tough seashell in one hand and a small but solid stone in the other. It examines its target, adjusts the angle, then whack! A powerful, precise strike shatters the shell, revealing the rich, tender meat inside. It's the kind of scene that might make you laugh out loud, until you realize it's also making archaeologists raise their eyebrows. Why? Because this kind of behavior was once considered a major turning point in human evolution, the moment when our ancestors began using stone tools to access food. And now, that moment is being echoed by monkeys. Even more fascinating, the stones they use aren't random. These macaques select ones that fit well in their hands, have the right hardness, and, get this, sometimes they even save them for later. Some troops have designated dining spots, where certain rocks show wear from repeated use, like an outdoor kitchen that's been passed down through generations. It's no wonder scientists jokingly call this the Stone Age 2.0, a new chapter in evolutionary history quietly being written, not by us, but by our closest living relatives. And most importantly, stone tool use isn't instinctual. It's the result of watching, learning, and practice. A young monkey isn't born knowing how to do this. It has to observe the adults, mimic them over and over, and refine the technique until it masters it. This behavior, though taking place in a wild, contains all the elements of a true civilization: tools, skills, teaching, and improvement. From one well-aimed strike, the crab-eating macaque is quietly laying the foundation for a culture built from stone. Using stones to crack open shells was surprising enough, but you haven't heard about their number one trick yet: toothpicking. Yes, you heard that right. Some crab-eating macaques actually pick their teeth after a meal. But what truly astonishes scientists isn't just the behavior itself, it's how they learn it. This isn't an unconscious reflex or a survival instinct. These monkeys use small twigs, bird feathers, and even strands of human hair lying around as makeshift toothpicks. They carefully select, test out each item, and once they find the right tool, they gently insert it into their mouths, delicately working it through each tooth gap. It's so astonishing that many might dismiss it as coincidence. But repeated observations prove otherwise. This is no random behavior. It follows a pattern. It involves choice. And most importantly, it's taught and learned. Imagine a mature monkey picking its teeth while a group of younger monkeys gathers around, watching closely. After a few times, a youngster starts to imitate, picking up a twig, twirling it in its hand, copying the exact motions. At first clumsy, it gradually becomes more skilled. And so the behavior repeats, generation after generation, from adults to juveniles, in what you might call a learning loop deep in the forest. It's a foundation of natural education, no blackboards or classrooms, just sharp eyes and determined imitation. This leads researchers to rethink, where is the real line between instinct and culture? When a behavior is learned, passed on, refined, and becomes a social habit, isn't that culture? The more we watch, the more we must admit, primates like crab-eating macaques don't just survive, they develop their own rich inner lives. Small acts like toothpicking open a wide window into the hidden intelligence of the wild. They are not just monkeys. They are students without schools, tirelessly absorbing knowledge from their community. And each gesture, each twig picked up, could be the first step of an evolutionary journey that humans once traveled. In the natural world, there's a concept that fascinates and deeply moves scientists. It's called cultural transmission. Simple yet profound, cultural transmission is the process by which a behavior doesn't just appear. It's taught, learned, and preserved across generations, much like how humans pass down daily habits like brushing teeth, eating meals, or using chopsticks. With the crab-eating macaques, we are witnessing a vivid example of this. Those tiny toothpicks, seemingly ordinary twigs, have become a symbol of a culture taking shape, passed from mother to child, step by step, in moments full of warmth and intimacy. Imagine this scene: a mother monkey carefully selects a small twig, then gently picks at her teeth. Nearby, her infant watches intently, eyes fixed on every movement, like a student absorbing every gesture of the teacher. Then the little one tries for the first time, clumsy and awkward at first, but keeps practicing and repeating until it masters the skill. A simple moment, yet it holds immense power, the inheritance of culture. This isn't just about learning a behavior. It's a sign of social bonds, of affection and trust between individuals in the group. Culture, which we often think belongs only to humans, is now expanding to the primates closest to us. It's a journey of life, a continuous evolution, where knowledge and skills aren't passed down through genes, but through observation, through heart, and through time. Those tiny toothpicks don't just keep monkeys' teeth clean, they form an invisible thread connecting one generation to the next, creating a steady flow of culture within the wild. This is nature's miracle, where intelligence and emotion intertwine, so that each monkey doesn't just survive, but knows how to live with culture. So what does this mean? When we observe crab-eating macaques using toothpicks, wielding stones as tools, and passing these skills down through generations, we are not just witnessing simple wild animal behavior. We are witnessing a major step forward in the development of social behavior in monkeys, a behavior long considered unique to humans. Monkeys are not just simple creatures. They are gradually forming complex social organizations with culture, knowledge, and the ability to learn from one another. This is a sign of emerging civilization in the primates closest to us. A small culture beginning with tiny sticks, simple stones, and toothpicking actions that seem ordinary but hold immense transformative power. Look back at human evolution, from prehistoric people who learned to use stone tools, hunted, and gathered food, to the modern societies today. That journey is no different from what is happening in wild crab-eating macaque groups. From primitive behaviors, over time and through constant learning, these actions become traditions, a living culture passed down like a precious gift. Imagine a reverse timeline chart, from today's modern monkeys back to their ancestors, gradually reaching prehistoric humans, flowing continuously through development. This is Macaque Evolution version 2.0, a new chapter in the evolutionary story where cultural behaviors are no longer exclusive to humans but clearly expressed by primates. What's even more remarkable is that these behaviors are not merely instinctual. They are organized, planned, selectively refined through generations. Each small stick is carefully chosen, each use of stone involves technique, and toothpicking is no random act but a learned ritual. This process of learning and passing down is the foundation of culture, what truly separates a simple society from one with intellect and consciousness. From a tooth picked, a stone smashed, a behavior taught, we see a larger picture of life. Evolution is not just about the body, but also about intelligence, society, and culture. Through these small actions, crab-eating macaques are telling a big story about the connection between past and present, instinct and culture, nature and intellect. They are no longer just wild monkeys. They are on a journey to become cultural beings, silent culture creators, writing the next chapter of evolution right before our eyes. Maybe one day soon, you'll be surprised to see a monkey holding a bamboo toothbrush. It sounds a bit far-fetched and even funny, but remember, every great civilization begins with small, simple steps. And today, we are witnessing the very first steps of monkey civilization. The image that comes to mind is both strange and fascinating. A little monkey quietly and diligently brushing each tooth and crevice with a wooden toothbrush, just like a real dental care expert. This is no longer a random act. It symbolizes a giant leap in social behavior, marking the dawn of a new era, the era of dental hygiene in the primate world. Not just alone, these monkeys may learn to gather and form groups, brushing their teeth together, as if taking part in a shared ritual, a community activity with deep cultural meaning. Picture monkeys sitting in a line, each holding a tiny stick gently picking between their teeth, becoming a vivid symbol of social bonding and shared knowledge. Imagine cheerful, light music playing softly underneath, with monkeys quietly chattering as if exchanging tips, blending into a lively and vibrant scene. On-screen subtitles appear, Next Level, Dental Society of Macaca. It's a humorous yet meaningful way to highlight that monkeys are stepping into a new chapter where individual behaviors go beyond instinct. They evolve into organized, cultural, and socially spreading actions. This journey may be long and full of challenges, but with every carefully chosen small stick, every time they use a stone to crack open shells or pick their teeth, these monkeys aren't just cleaning themselves, they're paving the way for a budding civilization. This civilization isn't just a story about humans anymore. It's being written by our closest animal neighbors, the clever crab-eating monkeys. And who knows? Maybe one day, a bamboo toothbrush won't just be a funny cartoon image but a wonderful reality in the wild. A future where we, humans, will witness firsthand the incredible development of a new culture, silent yet powerful. A civilization that doesn't belong only to us, but to every creature that learns, passes on knowledge, and cares. The crab-eating macaque, a creature once thought to be just a humble riverbank dweller, actually holds a surprising evolutionary story. From using simple fingernails to peel crab shells, these monkeys have evolved into skilled toothpick artists, wielding small twigs as delicate tools. Their story reminds us that evolution isn't just about random genetic changes. It's also about passing down knowledge, learning, and creativity across generations. In this way, the crab-eating macaque has opened a new chapter in the journey of evolution, a chapter where intelligence and culture begin with the smallest of actions. Who knows? Those tiny twigs used as toothpicks might just be the first signs of a new civilization on this planet, one where intellect and creativity soar beyond the limits of genetic inheritance. We're not just looking at a monkey by the stream, we're witnessing a connection between nature and the future of ourselves. Thank you for joining the Fauna Files on this journey to explore the amazing stories from the animal kingdom. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the inspiring episodes coming up. We look forward to seeing you in the next adventures with the Fauna Files, where every creature tells its own unique story of life and evolution.